Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for the reason why episode. I'm not sure when this video is going to come out. It's going to come out sometime in the morning time. Just letting you know because my mom's wanting to use the Wi-Fi, and I'm recording this at almost midnight for this reason why episode. For the reason why Good Charlotte should release another album that I wanted to talk about and give you my official opinion on what what I think they should do for their next album. So I'm going to discuss what I'm going to be talking about for the reason why season 6 episode 15, for the reason why Good Charlotte should release another album, and let you know my thoughts on it, on this topic. So let's dive into this special video for my series video. Now basically we're getting pretty close to being done with, I'm getting pretty close to finishing up on this series, and it's gonna end on September 3rd, just so you know. So about another month from now. But pretty much, Good Charlotte hasn't made an album since 2018, which was Generation RX, an album about opioid addiction and other mental health issues like depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, all that kind of stuff. But mostly it pertained to opioid addiction for that album with certain topics. Mostly the first song did, and Self Help did too, for something like that. But basically, I really enjoyed that album. That was a really good album. I mean, the last song, not my personal favorite, but I think it was an alright closing track. Pretty much with what I wanted to talk about with this thing, I think they should keep going with the hard rock, progressive rock kind of stuff for the next album. But hey, it doesn't hurt to experiment once in a while, as long as it's a good experimentation, not a terrible experimentation. Because I've heard my hits and misses with Good Charlotte. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of their earlier work, but I would say that some of their earlier work was kind of sus. I mean, the anthem was a pretty strong track, but the album for it, I wouldn't say it was anything I liked. And the song with uh, M Shadows and Sinister Gates, that one I wasn't a huge fan of. I was really disappointed with that track. And I mean, if I look back on it, I mean, I could probably give it another chance, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite song. To be quite honest, it really wasn't. Sorry, there was something in my mouth or whatever was bothering me. But basically, yeah, I hope they can come out with a new album. Even if it's not this year, it could be next year, which is fine because I wouldn't mind another Good Charlotte album. It's been a little while. I think they only have 7 albums in their discography, and the last single they dropped was a Christmas song, and that was a little while ago. That was in 2020. After that, we just didn't hear from them. I think they've just been busy mostly with life, and I understand that because even celebrities have a life to live. It's just, it's kind of almost past due for another Good Charlotte album. So if it doesn't happen, hey, they still were a good band for that album they made for Generation RX. I really enjoyed that album, and I do own it on CD, and I'm glad I do because I picked it up this year at FYE, which yeah. But still, uh, can't wait to see what Good Charlotte has to hold. They're a band I can say that try to go out of their way of experimentation. I mean, they experiment once in a while, and they have experimented a little too much to the point where their previous work was a little cringe. You know, Like It's Her Birthday was not really my favorite song. It was kind of bad. Um, but other than that, the rest of their discography, Like I think it was Youth Authority. That one I wasn't a fan of. And the Cardiology album, I think is what it was called. I'm not sure, but this was a band I didn't really get too invested in, but I would say their last album was really good, like I said before. But the Anthem is a strong track, and there's some other tracks I've heard from them. Um, like, can't think of the other songs, but basically, I would say that this is a band worth listening to from time to time. I wouldn't say this is a band to listen to all the time, but hopefully they can keep going the route they're going from their last album, Generation RX. But that's all I wanted to say in this Reason Why episode. Hope you enjoyed it for what it is, and thank you guys for watching.